Foreword to the paperback edition of Straw Dogs by John Gray. Straw Dogs is an attack on the unthinking beliefs of thinking people. Today, liberal humanism has the pervasive power that was once possessed by revealed religion. Humanists like to think they have a rational view of the world, but their core belief in progress is a superstition, further from the truth about the human animal than any of the world's religions. Outside of science, progress is simply a myth. In some readers of Straw Dogs, this observation seems to have produced a moral panic. Surely, they ask, no one can question the central article of faith of liberal societies. Without it, will we not despair? Like trembling Victorians terrified of losing their faith, these humanists cling to the moth-eaten brocade of progressive hope. Today, religious believers are more free-thinking. Driven to the margins of a culture in which science claims authority over all of human knowledge, they have had to cultivate a capacity for doubt. In contrast, secular believers, held fast by the conventional wisdom of the time, are in the grip of unexamined dogmas. The prevailing secular worldview is a pastiche of current scientific orthodoxy and pious hopes. Darwin has shown that we are animals, but as humanists never tire of preaching, how we live is up to us. Unlike any other animal, we are told, we are free to live as we choose. Yet the idea of free will does not come from science. Its origins are in religion. Not just any religion, but the Christian faith against which humanists rail so obsessively. In the ancient world, the Epicureans speculated about the possibility that some events may be uncaused. But the belief that humans are marked off from all other animals by having free will is a Christian inheritance. Darwin's theory would not have caused such a scandal had it been formulated in Hindu India, Taoist China, or animist Africa. Equally, it is only in post-Christian cultures that philosophers labor so piously to reconcile scientific determinism with a belief in the unique capacity of humans to choose the way they live. The irony of evangelical Darwinism is that it uses science to support a view of humanity that comes from religion. Some readers have seen Straw Dogs as an attempt to apply Darwinism to ethics and politics, but nowhere does it suggest that neo-Darwinian orthodoxy contains the final account of the human animal. Instead, Darwinism is deployed strategically in order to break up the prevailing humanist worldview. Humanists turn to Darwin to support their shaky, modern faith in progress, but there is no progress in the world he revealed. A truly naturalistic view of the world leaves no room for secular hope. Among contemporary philosophers, it is a matter of pride to be ignorant of theology. As a result, the Christian origins of secular humanism are rarely understood, yet they were perfectly clear to its founders. In the early 19th century, the French positivists, Henri Saint-Simon and Auguste Comte, invented the religion of humanity, a vision of a universal civilization based on science that is the prototype for the political religions of the 20th century. Through their impact on John Stuart Mill, they made liberalism the secular creed it is today. Through their deep influence on Karl Marx, they helped shape scientific socialism. Ironically, for Saint-Simon and Comte were fierce critics of laissez-faire economics, they also inspired the late 20th century cult of the global free market. I have told this paradoxical and often farcical story in my book, Al-Qaeda, and What It Means to Be Modern. Humanism is not science but religion, the post-Christian faith that humans can make a world better than any in which they have so far lived. In pre-Christian Europe, it was taken for granted that the future would be like the past. Knowledge and invention might advance, but ethics would remain much the same. History was a series of cycles with no overall meaning. Against this pagan view, Christians understood history as a story of sin and redemption. Humanism is the transformation of this Christian doctrine of salvation into a project of universal human emancipation. The idea of progress is a secular version of the Christian belief in providence. That is why, among the ancient pagans, it was unknown. Belief in progress has another source. In science, the growth of knowledge is cumulative. But human life as a whole is not a cumulative activity. What is gained in one generation may be lost in the next. In science, knowledge is an unmixed good. In ethics and politics, it is bad as well as good. Science increases human power and magnifies the flaws in human nature. It enables us to live longer and have higher living standards than in the past. At the same time, it allows us to wreak destruction on each other and the earth on a larger scale than ever before. The idea of progress rests on the belief that the growth of knowledge and the advance of the species go together. If not now, then in the long run. The biblical myth of the fall of man contains the forbidden truth. Knowledge does not make us free. It leaves us as we have always been, prey to every kind of folly. The same truth is found in Greek myth. The punishment of Prometheus, chained to a rock for stealing fire from the gods, was not unjust. If the hope of progress is an illusion, how, it will be asked, are we to live? The question assumes that humans can live well only if they believe they have the power to remake the world. Yet most humans who have ever lived have not believed this, and a great many have had happy lives. The question assumes the aim of life is action, but this is a modern heresy. For Plato, contemplation was the highest form of human activity. A similar view existed in ancient India. The aim of life was not to change the world. It was to see it rightly. Today this is a subversive truth, for it entails the vanity of politics. Good politics is shabby and makeshift, but at the start of the 21st century the world is strewn with the grandiose ruins of failed utopias. With the left moribund, the right has become the home of the utopian imagination. Global communism has been followed by global capitalism. The two visions of the future have much in common. Both are hideous and, fortunately, chimerical. Political action has come to be a surrogate for salvation, but no political project can deliver humanity from its natural condition. However radical, political programs are expedients, modest devices for coping with recurring evils. Hegel writes somewhere that humanity will be content only when it lives in a world of its own making. In contrast, Straw Dogs argues for a shift from human solipsism. Humans cannot save the world, but this is no reason for despair. It does not need saving. Happily, humans will never live in a world of their own making. John Gray, May 2003.